Welcome to Rockets Wireside Chat, presented by AT&T. In this episode, we talk to Rockets guard Eric Gordon, and it starts right now. Welcome to Rockets Wireside Chat, everybody, presented by AT&T. I am Craig Ackerman. Now, a pleasure to be joined by Rockets swingman Eric Gordon. Eric, great to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Great to see you too, man.
Looks like you got a nice backyard there behind you with the palm trees. Are you in Houston?
Yeah. I'm here in Houston. I've been staying here throughout the whole time.
How many guys are still in town? We had Austin on last week, and I guess he mentioned that the team is kind of scattered throughout.
Yeah, everybody's scattered. Everybody's going back to their hometowns and or wherever their permanent stay is. So everybody's spread it out.
You've been up to I probably know the answer to this question since it's Groundhog Day every day, but anything interesting going on for you?
No, not really. I've gotten into different things that I normally don't do every day. I play a little bit more video games than normal, but then I also do. I've been looking into different real estate things that I'm different real estate options that I've been learning more about and doing more in that world.
That's I'm assuming that's a pretty big interest for you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely a little bit after basketball. I do some of it now, but just looking at how the market is everywhere, not just in Houston, just everywhere around the country.
I'm not much of a gamer, but what are your games of choice?
Just mostly Call of Duty, man. That's just an addicting game, so I've just been sticking with that.
Any chance you give out your gamer tag or whatever it's called to the people? My guess is no.
Yeah, I've been playing with a lot of Rockets fans, man.
Oh, okay, you have, okay.
Yeah, EG Killer 10. I've been playing with a lot of fans. Every time I jump on, they be like, oh, let's run a game together and all that. So it's been fun.
I guess the last update we had heard from you in terms of what have you been doing, like basketball wise? You have access to a hoop. I guess again, the last update I heard that you did not.
Yeah, not really. I've been doing other things outside of basketball, instead of being on the court, and because we're going to get enough time to where we're going to have enough basketball time before even if this thing gets started. And but everything's been good. I've been feeling really well and healthy, and I'll just be even more prepared by the time things unfold.
How is your health? I know it's been a frustrating year for you personally because of you basically missed half the season with various injuries, particularly that knee injury that you had to have surgery on back in November.
Yeah, I'm in a great spot now. During the season, it was critical. I was like, man, I don't know why I'm just dealing with this. It was painful to play on, and I wasn't allowed to be myself and be the spark that I really want to. I did in various ways, but I wasn't the complete player that I really wanted to be, and so I just had the surgery. It went well, and now it's all about just building back. And reluctantly, this situation actually helps me.
So I guess, again, I read something, or I guess you did an interview with Kaylee Griffin as well, I think, where you mentioned that rest has helped you out immeasurably. Really, the only way for you to get better was to just have it heal, getting rest and relaxation. I mean, you consider yourself, in terms of that knee, 100% right now?
Yeah, definitely 100%. I have no worries on it. And, when you're in the middle of the grind and as you're, also rehabbing and lifting weights, running, you can't get the real rest. I mean, the real proper, during that duration, you ain't gonna get the real proper healing time like you want to.
Does being healthy or the lack thereof affect your rhythm as a player, particularly as a shooter?
Oh, it does. I mean, as you know, when you have an injury, it can throw you off balance, especially having a knee injury. And I've always wanted to be as explosive as I can. And, mentally, you always just want to go into a game not really worrying about that, only focus on the game plan. But, you also go into the game and there's always secondary thoughts of how you want to explode and all that off your knee, because you're going to always feel a little bit aches and pains.
And when you've been healthy, you've pretty much been with the Rockets. You've pretty much been on another level.
Yeah. It's I can show. It shows what I can do. When I'm healthy, and but now all that's behind me, and I'm just ready to move on and do everything head in the right direction.
Well, that's good news. So, I mean, I asked Austin about this as well last week. Have you given any thought to, you mentioned that there'll be plenty of time for you to get back into rhythm in terms of getting shots up before a potential restart. Have you given what that restart might be like personally for you, or are you still just in a wait and see mode like the rest of us are?
Yeah, kind of wait and see mode. I'm still staying in shape in the meantime, but this is just a reluctant situation where you just don't really know, and nobody really has an answer. You can't, pinpoint or even look ahead and be like, hey, the season might start around this time. So as it's a different, just a situation that nobody's ever been a part of.
It does seem that if a restart does happen, just my guess, it seems like it would happen without fans in attendance. So it would be like you guys playing pickup or practice. What, again, hypothetically, what do you think it would be like for you guys playing a professional basketball game, in essence, in an empty building?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you need the fans. You need that energy. Um, because it's your home crowd. That is, you feel more energized. You feel more. You feel like you can play your game better than the other team. And now it's just, I'm gonna like this though, because you're gonna really see who's the best. You're just gonna play strictly basketball, strictly for your team. I mean, I'm just saying this without fans. You're gonna do things a lot of different, but it's hard to even explain to play without fans. I mean, you need your fans. They bring the entertainment. I mean, they bring a lot of different scenarios to a game.
What are your thoughts on where the team was when you guys last left off? You were on a roll. You had won 6 in a row. Then you dropped 4 straight, beat Minnesota, and then the season was halted. Where do you think you guys were at that moment when the season was postponed?
Well, that's an interesting question, because we've been up and down all year, and I would say our lowest point was right before the season got canceled, and we are a team that can turn it on, and once we really turn it on, we can beat anybody in any given night, and it's really tough to say can really any team really beat us in a 7-game series, but like I said, we haven't been consistent all year, and uh, you know since I've been here, we've been very consistent every single year. All have, each year has been a little different, but this year, the kind of talent that we have, we shouldn't really have ups and downs like this. And we definitely know we need to get better, but it wasn't going so well towards the end.
But you guys have had a lot of moving parts this year. I mean, Russell Westbrook came in again, and then you were in and out because of injuries, and then the trade deadline happens, and you bring in new players like Robert and Damari and Jeff, and then you start playing full time, but out of traditional center. So a lot of moving parts there. How did you feel that the full time small ball was going? Was it something you were comfortable with? Is it something that you feel that would be a winning formula for you guys moving forward?
As we relate to small ball, we got to continuously, I think, really play faster, continuously get more open shots. It should be an easier game for us, really. We should be coming down as good as we are, as good as many playmakers as we have. We should be coming down the floor, taking an easy shot, a good shot every time, and continuous ball movement. And I think that will just make things easier. And defensively, we got to be more scrappier. I think that gives us a chance to be more physical, because rebound is definitely going to be an issue. I mean, it's just going to be an issue. Anytime you don't have someone, no one's taller than 6'6". I mean, that can be an issue sometimes.
To talk about the kind of playing with your pants on fire, it does seem like that especially when you guys downsized, that when you played in that manner with that greater sense of urgency, then everything kind of came together. And then when that waned a little bit, then that's where you guys kind of got into some problems.
Yeah, it's like I said, we just been up and down all season, and you know, I hate to say because I don't want to be in a situation where we just try to turn it on during the playoffs, and because it's all about having a rhythm and flow before you get to the playoffs. Then as the playoffs start, when you hit a little low situation during the game, you can always, ease your way to coming back. But we definitely know how, the type of talent that we have to where we can be explosive to beat teams.
The modern game features a lot of swings, a lot of variance, a lot of big leads, both gained and lost. And I know a lot of people who strictly pay attention to the Rockets don't necessarily see that league wide, but it's a trend with the way the modern game has gone. As a player, what is your mentality in these games, within these games, when either you're down big or you're up big? Do you feel, as I do, that there's no such thing as a big enough lead anymore? Whether you're down 15 or you're up 15, that if you let off the gas pedal or you don't step on it enough, you could be in trouble.
Oh, for sure. There's no such thing as a big enough lead. I mean, you've seen it. I've seen it where we can cut. I mean, I know with our team like us, we can cut a lead. If we were down 15, we can almost tie the game within 3-4 minutes. Like it just doesn't take that long. And the small ball, that's just going to be the league today and for the future. You're going to start seeing a bunch of guys that, you're going to see probably a bunch of 6'7", 6'8" point guards and up in every position, to where it's going to be looking like monsters. It's going to be like a bunch of tall, lanky, athletic guys, and with high skill levels and great athletes with great length on the floor. And everybody's going to have to be able to put the ball on the floor, score. You got to have a great overall skill set. So that's what we're doing now. We're taking advantage of that because most teams just don't have the kind of personnel that we have.
This week, the Houston Rockets and the Fertitta family partnered with the Gulf Coast Regional Blood Center for a blood drive at Toyota Center. The Rockets and the Fertitta family also hosted a blood drive with the Red Cross, sponsored by Budweiser, for our season ticket members and guests. And AT&T recently launched a $10 million distance learning and family connections fund created to support distance learning and social development programs. As part of this program, AT&T has contributed $250,000 to help expand the NBA Math Hoops community program that allows students to learn fundamental math skills through the game of basketball. Let's flash back in Salt Lake City. You dropped a half 100 on the Utah Jazz, best game you've ever had in the league. That was one of the more amazing games I think that I've been a part of. What stands out to you?
Yeah, that's definitely the best game of my career. We had a lot of guys out that night against the Utah team that was I think they were on a little bit. I think they were either on, I can't remember if they were on a winning streak or losing streak, but they're going to be a good playoff team. And we always had their number, but I think we was off the back-to-back. We lost to Denver, and the death of Kobe was the day before. So it's just a lot of mixed emotions, and I was like, man, we just got to come out here and play, try to send a message, see if we can get, set a trend to get back going. And I think that night overall, not just for me, I think as a team overall, that night was just fun.
You hit 6 threes, and you're right. The Jazz actually were on a winning streak. They had won 19 of 21, 9 in a row at home. They were on a roll. That's one of the tougher places in the league to play at, especially, as you mentioned, on a second night of a back-to-back at altitude, which can't be easy. But you were so aggressive that night. I mean, you attacked, and then everything else opened up, and it just felt like you were a one-man show.
Well, yeah, I'm able to, get the ball in various ways. As people need to know in this league, when you get the ball in various ways, sometimes whether you bring it up, maybe if you catch it on the wing, maybe when you're getting the ball in various ways, you're hard to guard if you're able to shoot it and put the ball on the floor. So I got many of chances. Of course, I had it going, but I just feel comfortable when you get the ball in various ways and you just throw the defense off because they don't really, you become more unpredictable. So that was really a fun night. And the best thing about it is other guys had it going and everybody played an integral part into that game.
I want to end on this general thought because this is something I asked Austin again about last week as well. Something new coming up with the NBA and their G League pathway. You coming out of high school were the second-ranked player in America, number one at your position coming out of high school in the Indianapolis area. You ended up going to Indiana, but if this new and Jalen Green, who was the top high school prospect in America, elected to pass up college and sign in this new G League pathway for big money, especially for a guy that is not officially drafted as of yet. If this were in place when you were in high school and you had a decision to make whether or not to stay in your home state, play at the big program there, I know you had other offers at major programs. Is this something you would have considered?
I think you definitely consider, but I don't know. G League is a better league now than when I got drafted. I think there's always a few guys every year where that they're going to be good. Even if they come out of high school, you can tell their future in the NBA is going to be bright. But it's going to be interesting. You see so many different kids either going overseas, now maybe going to the G League, now doing just various they're going various routes. And it's scary to me sometimes, but because college is still a good and great league, and I still think people still need to consider college a lot.
And I know staying in your home state, playing in Indiana, probably meant a lot to you personally.
Oh, it meant a ton. It meant everything, really.
EG Killer 10 for those of you who play Call of Duty, if you see him on there and want to hook up with Eric Gordon. Eric, I do appreciate the time. Hope you and your family remain safe and healthy, and I look very much forward to the restart of this season.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, Eric, appreciate it. Eric Gordon, our guest here on the Rockets Wireside Chat presented by AT&T. That's it. All done. Episode over. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe now to get all things Rockets delivered right to you, and we'll chat with you next time.